Hi, here we are on July 17th, Friday. As you probably have surmised from my Harry's takes this week, I think something big is brewing. We've been looking for a top in the NASDAQ to follow the tops in the broader markets, the S&P, the Dow, the Russell 2000, all of those back in February after that first 40% crash. And I did allow, in May newsletter, I said, look, NASDAQ is the lead dog here, never violated its lows up from 2009 in this whole bull market. It's the only index that hadn't, the only index making new highs, even globally. And this thing's got to peak at some point. So, of course, the 1929 first crash scenario and rebound said, hey, you could get up to 5 months before this thing wears out. Well, the 2000 crash, first tech crash rebound was only 3 months. Here we are right in between, 4 months into this rally, coming into early next week. And I'm seeing signs of topping everywhere. Just to note here, I am putting out, as I mentioned yesterday in Harry's Take, the August issue of HS Stint Forecast early next week. I'm going to shoot for late Tuesday if possible, maybe Wednesday, but be looking for that because this is so important. And I think next week, give or take, could be where we actually see a top in the markets. But I'm seeing signs. You know, I've been talking about these zombie companies. There's more and more articles coming out from people who have their heads screwed on straight, saying there's just no way we're not going to see a wave of bankruptcies after this virus shock, despite the stimulus and despite the fact that some companies got money. Well, a lot of companies didn't, too. So there are going to be failures. There's going to be personal failures. But again, 19% zombie companies. The most important things is in the top back in February, the NASDAQ did not get up to its top trend line on an exponential chart. It's called a logarithmic chart. I've been using this chart for a good while. A big green line, if you remember that. That is like the key line in the lead market, the NASDAQ, the tech stock. It just went through that in the last week and has come back under it. So it's already had its overthrow. There's a linear trend line through the 2018 tops in and out, which clearly had a throw over and has come back below that. Throw overs are a sign of a top. And of course, I've been tracking this NASDAQ 100, the lead dog channel in its last 3 months, just like I did in late 2019 and early 2020 with the repo stimulus to bail out the repo, $765 billion. Markets were going straight up in the channel. And it's when that channel broke, when, of course, the virus did it, which said, hey, this is over. This channel looks like it's had a throw over, looks like it could break. So what I'm going to do early next week in this new issue, this is going to be a chart-heavy issue, and it's going to need to be. I'm going to look at all the things. The smart money has been backing off of this market and underinvesting since the January 2018 top, which really did look like a top back then. It's been all the stimulus and the dumb money. The dumb money since the crash finally said, oh, we can get in now at 30, 40% off and play like the big boys. They've been driving this rally and every sign of it, and that's not a good sign. We've seen a number of technical patterns also I'll get into next week. So again, this is a critical time. I think there's a very high chance that the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ 100 are finally peaking. In the process, we may have seen the high, but we're kind of like toying with it. I think one more rally into next week, even better if it doesn't make a new high, and we'll be done with this. And remember, I've also been saying from the beginning, the classic sign would be the NASDAQ makes a substantial new high, and the S&P 500 and Dow and Russell 2000 and other major indices do not. The S&P is still 5% off its high, and that's way higher than it should be. We've never seen a bounce this strong because we've never seen stimulus this strong. The Dow is about 10% off, I think, and then the Russell 2000s maybe 12 to 14% off. So these things, if this is a peak and we start to see a serious crash, this will be a sign of a huge divergence confirming that. And again, we'll be able to follow this NASDAQ channel until exactly when we break through the bottom. And it's not that far down. Now, it could be anywhere from 10,150 to 10,300, depending on how long 1, 2, 3 weeks it takes to test that. So again, I can't overemphasize critical time. This looks like the best time. You can never know a top until after it's happened. But man, if you got to look at something and say, is this the time to sell? And there's been some good opportunities already. This looks like the time. And this also means we probably don't get a healthy correction and then one more new high end of the election. And if we see stocks go down in the next few months substantially, Trump is toast. He's already doing horribly, but he's the comeback kid. He is toast if the markets crash. I just read an article the other day. 90 days in the election, if the markets are down, nobody's ever won. So look for the August issue Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday, and I'll give you all I got there.